Check mark. We should be live. What's going on, Booda gang? I don't want to do the intro yet because we're not quite ready.
Oh, why not? Do it.
Oh, wow. That was quicker than 20 seconds, homie. I had a whole monologue prepared. You said do it.
Bro, I don't think you understand how long 20 seconds is.
You're not wrong. Well, now that Tweaks is actually ready, I can start by saying, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Booda back in the building for another Power Creep podcast. We're joined by my co-host and the myth, the legend. You know him, Tweaks.
What's up, guys? What's up, fellas?
Do your thing. Do your intro.
What?
Do it.
Dude, what? I don't think I have one.
I'm never gonna get him to do it. I
don't think that's a thing I do on the podcast.
It's okay. I can do it for you now that we know.
Dude, that impression was so good.
Oh, that was so on the
God.
fly. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was good though. Everyone enjoyed it.
Chat knows
Everyone
it.
enjoyed it.
What's going on, Booda gang? Loving all those green names I'm seeing. Booda fam.
That was quite the Booda fam.
Booda
formation
fam
today. That was
turnout.
awesome.
Yes, it felt like when that first time it happened, when a certain someone I knew dropped a bunch of gifted Booda fams in the chat. It was pretty nice.
Yeah.
But yes, we are entering this episode of the Power Creep podcast after the last Cloudia gameplay stream that I've done, I think, since the denouncement of Elsie being my focus on the channel. And it was a good time. What'd you think of it, Tweaks? You were there.
I had a fun time. Your voice acting was on point, so I'll give you mad props to that. For anyone who did miss it, you should go watch it. And you're doing another story. You're finishing it up tomorrow morning.
I am. This story.
I believe you took a poll, and you are now.
I'm
have
obligated.
to do it.
I did. I got enough engagement because that's all that matters in this YouTube life. And so yes, we will be finishing up story. I'm not going to complete it off screen. We will be finishing up the story along with your boy Booda's voice acting tomorrow. I think I'll probably do my 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern time. So be on the lookout for that with the noties on. But speaking of new story, we got a new update that introduced a new character. But Tweaks, tell me about your update day experience.
I had a fun day. I mean, obviously with shift units coming out, it's really nice to just, especially since I had the OG form already, I taught him all the skills. Literally, as soon as you get him off of Gacha, he knows everything.
Yes.
Or at least, whatever you've taught him. And then 50 SC worth. So, like, it was really easy to max him out for me. And so I got into testing immediately, which was cool. And, seeing his DPS, seeing his break, seeing just what he has in his kit and how I want to build him and just playing around with him. So it was pretty fun. Pretty fun day.
Good time.
And I jumped into the story. I know you tuned into my podcast, or not my podcast, but my stream early, and got, I guess, spoiled a little bit from the
At least
story.
on the
But
fights.
it was fine. I don't watch, and I purposely don't watch the little videos in between, cutscenes. So I don't want to spoil that for anybody. But it was a good story. It was a good update. I found it a lot of fun. There was a good bit of boss battles in it. I mean, I know you fought some already, but you haven't got to the end. There's a good amount of just 15 plus million health bosses that are just random. Not random story wise, but lore wise, but just placed in the story. I thought that was really, really cool, honestly.
Yeah, I do like it. I know that you've been talking about it, and I feel like I just had a very relevant conversation about how content hasn't caught up to the actual power that we're getting nowadays. And while bosses, while I'm not gonna pretend like the bosses were anything challenging, I think that's at least one step in the right direction, even if they're just big HP sponges.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they were 15 to 18 million health, which were most of the bosses, and then we have world bosses nowadays like Kraken, like Voz, who have more than that. So, like, the HP sponge stuff wasn't really that important. It's more like the thematics of the battles themselves, which are really cool. I know you jumped into a few. I just really enjoyed it, honestly. The story update was sweet.
Yeah, I had a good time, man. More to come tomorrow. I think I'm getting towards the end. I don't think I'm super far away boss-wise, but...
yeah, you're not too far. I didn't check to see exactly what stage you ended on. I think you were, what, the Bahamut?
Yes, I just
fight that you were... So there's at least a little bit more left.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I saw that end fight, which is going to be pretty nuts, I think.
Pretty dope.
Should be pretty dope. But anyway, you used Shift Zaix throughout your whole
I used Shift Zaix.
Clear.
And if I could go back, I would do exactly what you did and just brutalize everything with Vayne because he's just absurd.
Oh, it's so good. Oh my god. I will say a big reason I did the stream, because I'm sure there were some people questioning, oh, Booda, I thought you dropped LC and were just doing the podcast. And while I'm definitely not committing back to the game in any way, getting a double luck sack with first Graffle and then Vayne, I really wanted to put them to use. So that was
that's actually insane.
That was a big reason I wanted to. I was like, oh, well, new story, perfect place to just run through it with a freaking Earth team. So that's why he's on the home screen. But he's not who dropped.
No, we had Ascended Zaix drop, which
he looks cool.
Pretty cool. Dude, he's been such an anticipated unit. People were hyped and waiting for him for years now, essentially. And I don't think he disappointed. I think for me especially, I think his just summary wise, his break is good enough. His DPS is up there, and he's so fun to use. He flips around the map. He's very fast. He's just exactly what you'd expect from a Zaix shift, to be honest. We can get into him if you'd like.
I'd be happy to.
Word. All right. So Zaix, Ascended Zaix, another soldier type, like the new one. He looks a little different. Pretty dope, honestly. His sprite, his artwork, the way he flips around in game. I mean, the animations they did a bang up job on, honestly, and we'll show them in a bit. But animation, sprite, whew, big time win. But yeah, abilities. Azoth Thimple, Scar Rebel, Hermit Grave, S1, S2, S3. These are some nice hitting skills. I think it's, 8, 12, and 18 off the rip. And then he gets more with the ground shrink buff and dual wielding, so those hit counts are huge. And his damage caps aren't that bad, honestly. They are like 35k average, maybe 40k if you add some enabling to them. And then he gets even more RNG on top of that to boost, certain amount of his hits, rear attacks. He specializes in rear attacks. So, I don't know. I really, really enjoyed it. As to his S1, though, it is a skill that keeps him on the same side of the enemy. So if you do use that, he's not going to shift sides over to the opposite side. Like, I know we have a lot of skills in units nowadays that if you use their skill, they flip to the other side of the enemy. S1 is the only one that actually keeps him for all the hit counts on the same side of the enemy. So if you're already behind an enemy and you're rear attacking, if you S1, you're going to get all those hits get rear attacks. The S2, on the other hand, is the one that flips him to the other side. It's a pretty nice damage skill, honestly. And he jumps to the other side in order to complete the skill. So he starts on the right, goes to the left, goes on the left, starts on the left, goes to the right. And that's how you quickly get behind the enemy. I think running, dragging your big attack button and manually running them behind a unit or an enemy to get rear attacks, that's not really all that useful in certain scenarios, especially for him. But I will say, if you're already behind the enemy and you're trying to get more rear attacks, using your S2 will put you in front. So just beware of using that when you're trying to manage his rear attack specialty. And then S3 Hermit Grave, I think it hits both sides, but this is his warp. So if he's way across the map, he's going to jump in from anywhere, hit the enemy, and the end of the S3 animation is so dope. It reminds me of the S3 of OG Zaix, where it just spews a blast of sand at the enemy, and in this case, Ascended Zaix throws Mercury, and just smashes all the enemies in a pretty wide area, honestly. I really like all these skills. He's very flashy. His S1 and S2 are pretty darn quick. His S3 has a little bit longer of a time. And you know, DPS wise, that does harm him a little bit, but he just hits. He has so many hits, and he hits really, really hard. So I don't mind the fact that it's a little slower. I would prefer a little faster. And you know, OG Zaix, his skills are stupid fast, especially the S2, S3 are like instant. He like basically, it's hard to explain. It's just over in an instant. He just throws them out immediately. There's no extra animations. It's just bang, bang, bang. Ascended Zaix does these flippies, does these warps around the map, zips around the map, so it takes him a little longer to finish his skills. But the animations are dope. If you like that aesthetically, if you've been looking forward to Zaix, I don't think you've been disappointed by how well he, you know, how well he looks in game, because it's really, really cool. As for Void Crisis, his special, powerful ice combo attack to all enemies. This is an AoE special, and you know, that's really not that much to explain. I think it's 47 hits or something like that. I don't remember what I put on the summary. I think it's 47, but his special's all right. I don't think it's anything to write home about. I don't think it's his specialty, but it's okay. As for the traits, trait 1, Remnant World, 2 weapons equipped, special and skill damage plus 40%, damage cap plus 11,000. Again, 2 weapons equipped. He is a dual wielder, so you can equip anything. You don't have, you're not forced to use just swords. Even though we do play sword Cloudia, you can use pretty much anything you want. So axes for breaking, bows for crit rate and stuff. You can pretty much use anything, even machines for Trishula to nullify that enemy attribute resistance that you might be fighting against some ice, some heavy ice. So you can do whatever you would like. There's not really much to his kit that is forcing you to use swords. Battle start, give unit ground strength buff that boosts movement speed when skill attacking. Now we didn't know exactly what this meant pre-release. But all it is, when you use a skill, it's similar to Inventive Queen Merrily, where if you use a skill and he's far away from the enemy, he'll have that movement speed buff to get there quicker. And this is mostly usable on his S1 and S2 because they're not gap closers. S1 and S2, they're charges, so he'll need to get into position before he jumps in and hits the enemy. And this just further helps him with his zipping around the map. His S3 obviously doesn't need that movement speed because it's a warp. Yeah, it's very cool and helps him.
I like it. I felt like it was a good, like, because a lot of times speed buffs have been, I would say, a letdown. Especially because we know they're, you know, the way they stack, and I think they gave a good amount on this buff.
I think so too. Now it's not even close to the fact to the potency of the gas buffs on the attack on Titan units, but it's definitely not like a +1 speed. Lake will have to get back to us on exactly how much it is, but it's definitely not a low amount, which is cool. I really like that they stacked a bunch on there for us to use. But while it's active, when skill attacking, enemy defense minus 20%, and deal damage / boost hit count 1, 2, and 3 based on skills 1, 2, and 3. While it's active, you ignore 20% of the enemy's defense, which is dope. And then we've seen this on, I think that's a new thing they've just been throwing on units nowadays. I mean, Vayne has it especially. Just thinking out of my head as to who exactly has it, but and Levi, I believe, had this. Pretty much just constant piercing defense whenever you have a buff up, or I think it's when stand weapons up, but. Piercing defenses is nice because it lets you hit a lower defense total, which increases your damage by quite a bit, to be fair. As we know, debuffs in this game, or you guys should know, debuffs in this game are extremely powerful. So that's essentially like having a constant drain debuff on the enemy. And it's not the same, and those do stack. So like if you want to do that, use debuffs on the enemy and keep him attacking and getting him even more damage, you can do that. But the skill hits, that's really cool because while it's up, ground strength is up. He gets +1 hit, +2 hits, and +3 hits on skill 1, 2, and 3. He is dual wielding. So those 8 goes to 9, 12 goes to 14, 18 goes to 21, and then those are doubled. So your hits sitting at 18, 28, and 42 hits on his skills, respectively, with ground strength buff up and dual wielding. That's a lot of hits, and you know his skill animations not be the fastest, but that's some good damage output. The thing is that I think the thing that I was most excited to see, or not excited, but anticipating to see how it worked, was this last part. Lose buff when attacked, but re-give unit buff if not attacked for a set time. Now, I don't have the exact amount of time that it is because it is just quick. It's between 2 or 3 seconds that if you get attacked at all, you'll lose the ground strength buff. But after 2 or 3 seconds, you will get it right back.
That's wonderful.
That's not a long time. And it does not feel bad when you lose it because you'll get it back pretty quick. Especially in longer battles, that is coming back really quick. And even if you lose it before you break a boss, in the first 2 or 3 seconds you get it back while the boss is broken, you're going to have it for most of the time. And that's going to increase your skill hit count your defense piercing, all that good stuff. So definitely not a bad thing at all. I mean, I'm okay with it going away, but it does come back very fast, so that's dope. Void Whirl, trait 2. Chance to evade physical attacks. Don't know the chance, but definitely probably 5 or 10%. Chance to make frontal physical attacks into rear attacks. I believe this is probably the same as Zaix, OG Zaix, which is a 25% conversion from if you're attacking from the front to. This is per hit, so 25% of your hits to hit from the rear, which gets all those rear attack boosts, which can, you know, hit his trickerous, which can give that mystic surprise attack that we'll explain in a little bit to get that extra cat boost and break and feint and insta kill. So no matter if he's hitting from the front or the back, he's going to be able to hit back attacks, which is cool. I think that's very synergistic with his kit and definitely something he needed and be consistent with the OG form. When taking lethal damage, chance to survive, restore HP 30%. Survive a lethal damage effect always activates the first time. The second time onward, chance lowers basically. So what happens is he has the first time he will survive a lethal attack no matter what, and heal 30% HP. After that, his chance of doing that lowers. I don't know the chance yet. Like, will have to let us know, but it is no longer 100%, and it will continue to drop as you take lethal damage. I have not tested in a scenario where he's continually taking lethal damage, so I don't know even an estimate, but just know that it goes down. He becomes less and less able to survive as you keep taking lethal hits. And when surviving lethal damage, insta move to a random position on the field. This is kind of cool. I think this is important because his, you know, if he takes damage during a skill, and takes lethal damage, this will most likely warp him to some place that's safer. If it was a relatively low AoE skill or a single target skill, if it's a map wide skill he dies from, he's not really safe. So I don't mind it. I think warping out is fine because the alternate option is that if he hadn't survived that lethal damage, he would have been dead anyways. So it's at least something that makes him a little bit useful, and maybe this will be useful in PvP. I doubt it, but we never know. Never know till being tested, really. As to the skill stuff. So, does he have this? Oh, this is the awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah,
this
what is
spell
this?
Right here? Huh? What is it?
Don't know what it is, yeah. Oh, that's this one. Okay, my bad.
Oh, his single-use SCT restore with +1 skill stocks costs 250 MP and nukes it all the way down to 0. So just very similar to Honey Elixir Witch's Apple Pie that nukes your MP down to 0, but this costs 250 MP. It also gives you +1 skill stock and restores it fully. Restores your SCT fully. One time used, once per quest. So keep this handy. But this in itself is essentially a Council of 10 Arc Skill level 9. Like equivalent to. You can use this and you get +1 skill stock, full SCT. That's the same exact thing as an Arc Skill, a Council of 10 Arc Skill level 9, which is cracked. I think that is absolutely nuts to have on him. Now it is only once per quest, but let's say you have this and you have Council of 10, or you want to use things like Stardust Live to give you extra stocks, or you want to use things like Skill Stock 1, Skill Stock 2, Purple Orb. They all stack. So use it. In one-wave battles, this is awesome for him. And then, you know, wave 2 and on, if you want to slap Pirate's Feast on him, the skill stock stuff won't be there, but he'll get full skill stocks at the beginning of all waves 2, 3, and on. So I really like this on him. This is something that we've seen with recent units. I mean, Yori has a full SCT skill stock. Recharge, his is obviously he can do it more than once, but since this is given the +1 skill stocks overall, this helps him. I mean, once per quest. Of course, I'd love to have it more than once per quest, but still really good. And then 250 MP, you just got to get that minimum 250 MP to use it, and it nukes it all the way down to 0. So, very fun skill, very fun spell. I love that he has this, and it's called Playtime's Over, so he's ready to absolutely shred whoever's in his way. So that's cool. How do you feel about it, Booda? How do you feel about this spell?
I mean, come on.
I know you love SCT. I know you love skill stock. And as a unit that's primed up for a breaker, more skill stock's better.
Yeah, I know people are waiting to hear about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little taste test of what it's like to have the power of Council of 10 on a unit.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
And I love that it stacks. That's
Oh, the skill stocks all stack, baby. And we'll show that in a little bit, but like, dude, the amount of skill stocks, I think I'm gonna just spoil it right now. No, I won't spoil it. We'll do it later. As for his passive skills, as for the ones he comes in innate with his skill tree, attack up max, sure. Heroism 3, critical up 3. You're missing Proud Force here, so if you do feel like you want some self-sustain, you can absolutely do that. Illusion, True God Hunter. This is the only like anti-typing Slayer type-ish thing that's in his kit. It is going to be essentially True God Hunter, or True God Hunter is God Slayer, so they will not stack with God Slayer. This is in place of. It's basically the same thing, plus 20, and an extra minus 20% damage from gods. Okay, whatever. He doesn't have special boost, so you have to put that on him as well. If you are going to be using this, that amplifies damage quite a bit if you're fighting gods. And then, he has no other Slayers, so if you're going to be wanting to get his max damage out, if you're missing damage caps, not missing damage caps, but missing damage potential, you'll want to add whatever you need. Undead Slayer, Night Slayer, all that good stuff. Auto Grand Brave, this is something that he actually has new to the game. They haven't had this on any other unit. But is it that important? Sure. I mean, Auto Brave would have been totally fine, but I'll take you on Auto Grand Brave for plus 35% strength continuously. Auto Critical, Auto Haste, you love to see it. Awaken 2, they've been starting to put these on units. 65% of these stats whenever, you get hit to less than 30% HP. That's a beautiful skill, to be honest. Ice Drive, Mega Drive. You're missing High Drive here, if I wish he had, but whatever. Ice Raise 2 and 3. Ice Attack Raise 2 and 3. I like that they have these instead. One is pretty accessible on like an SR arc, so that's really not that hard to get if you really want to put it on there. Ice Critical Raise, just like to have that more crit power. Surprise Attack, which comes innate. Surprise Attack and Backstab come innate. Those are the general 4 and 2 SC that we use on a lot of units, especially if you're going to be rear attacking. And then he gets, which, again, he does rear attack. He has that frontal conversion to rear attacks. So a lot of, around a quarter of your hits will be mega damage, no matter from the front or the back. So that's pretty dope. Mystic Surprise Attack. Now, this is where we get into it's not a lot of RNG, but it is RNG the way it works. So when you actually hit a rear attack on physicals, boost chance for enemies to faint/break 100%. Damage cap plus 30,000 insta-kill. So it has 4 separate procs that it can do independently. It has a separate chance of each. So it can do 1, 2, 3, or 4 of them all on the same hit. But it is per hit. It can have that hit get 100% boosted feint damage. It can have 100% boosted break damage. That hit can also have 30,000 damage cap. And it also can instant kill, actually instant killable enemies. Not bosses, not arena, nothing like that. But, basically mobs. What you do need to have happen is have a rear attack. So this can proc it pretty much anytime that you're hitting a rear attack and frontals converting to rears. You'll see those, if you're hitting like 35k caps and you'll see that random 65k banger, that's how then Mystic Surprise Attack procced. So I don't know the chances of this. I'm hoping Lake will come out soon and let us know the information for it, but it hits. I can't say a lot, but it's definitely, it reminds me, and I think you mentioned this, you were the first person to mention this to me, was that it feels like Instant Strike. Or you're not expecting the cap to happen on every hit, but when it happens, it's very noticeable. So basically, you have to kind of play the game, use the caps that he's given, use whatever, base caps that you have, and then don't worry about the extra 30k. If the 30k happens, awesome, that's like extra boosted damage, but I wouldn't count on it happening all the time. That's my take on it. Reverse Cross obviously works with him rear physical critical rate and critical damage. Blessed Speed for more speed. Shockwave to pierce the guard of the guarding enemies. Dual Wield, of course, innate. Sword High Boost. This is the only weapon boost in his kit, and this is why maybe you should use swords, but you don't have to. Like, if you really want to forego this and use 2 other types of weapons, you absolutely can. He's going to need some equips for those, like I think machine equip, axe equip, stuff like that, since he can only equip swords and claws innately, but you have the ability to do so. You're not losing much. I mean, you're losing sword high boost, but you're not losing that much to use other weapons. Break Boost 3 is cool. This will give you, while an enemy is in break, which he is a sufficient breaker, 15% physical attack damage and 3,000 more physical damage cap while the enemy's in break. Dope. Breaker. Destroyer, this is 125 total, 50 and 75% damage boosting, or no, break boosting. So that's additive boost. Dope to see him get both. Limit Breaker, another 50% break, and then puts an enemy in break. The physical attack boost, damage cap 3,000 up to 3 times. So first break 3,000, second boost it's up to 6,000,
So weird.
and so on. It is weird, but I don't know any positions, any spots in the game right now where you need to break an enemy a bunch of times. But at least for the first time, you'll get that 3,000 cap, and then it'll enable break boost 3 and all that good stuff. So you really should be capping at the point of breaking the boss, to be fair.
Is this the first unit with both Breaker and Destroyer?
I'm not sure about that. I'd have to fact check, but it's definitely cool that he has both. Giant Killing, Death God, Trick Wrist is something that we haven't seen since OG Zaix. Gain an item randomly when physically attacking an enemy from behind. What this is a 5% chance on any rear attack to steal an item from enemies that can be stolen. And as you have explained many times, have I explained it many times, if you've been in the game a lot, every single enemy has a single table that you can steal from, a single proc of steal that you can get from any given enemy. You cannot steal more times than one from any given enemy, but so he has this in his kit. Does he have too much damage to steal from many of the units and many of the enemies in the game? Yeah, he'll probably kill them before he gets a chance to steal. So is he an efficient stealer? Not really, unless they have it's a big HP sponge. But it is useful. It's at least one form of steal. If you don't feel like building Phantom Thief Robin, if you don't feel like building your Master Thief Robin or Yashimaru, you can use this. It's just not really a direct steal, and you can't really make it go faster because his rear attacks, he's probably just going to kill all the farmable stages before you can even get a proc. So.
Can I open up a small tangent?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Just because I did see you bring it up earlier. In regards to stealing and stealing units nowadays, right? Stealing, farming manually, it doesn't feel like it holds the same weight in today's game for multiple different reasons to me. And also, I want to plug a video I made because I don't feel like enough people saw it.
I don't feel like enough people know about it either. So go ahead.
So the reason I think farming units just don't do the same thing as they used to do is, one, because in terms of the material grind, they have released so many events and different structures to those events where the manual farming is not as necessary as having a guaranteed steal on a specific stage, which, if you don't know, you should know, the SR Arc Beast Hunter is able to do at its Arc skill level 10. Now, that used to take new accounts a little bit to get to, right? Building up that SR Stardust duplicates, all that good stuff.
Yes, sir.
But with a recent-ish update that they released, new accounts can get that within the first day that they're created.
Easily, too.
Easily. As long as you can play multiplayer, is what I should preface.
I think it's what, you host 10 lobbies, and you have enough SR dust to max out a Beast Hunter Arc skill?
Yep. Yep. You pick any multiplayer stage to host 10 times. On day 1, you get someone to carry you, and you get enough SR Stardusts.
I mean, that's the thing. You even got to do a hard one, too. Like, it's literally...
Yeah.
You can do any of them. You can do a limit breaker stage, do the easiest multiplayer difficulty. Someone will join and carry the heck out of you.
Exactly. People will join, and even if you fail 1 or 2 stages, the majority of the time you're going to find people in pugs that will carry the stage very easily.
Right.
And so as soon as you, I don't know when multiplayer stages technically get unlocked as you're pushing stories, so
it's real quick.
It is real quick. Okay, so if it's real quick, again, you should be getting that Beast Hunter maxed out immediately, which just has taken away a lot of the weight of thief units nowadays, unless they're extremely passive farmers that work very well on auto farms, aka Chrome, and that's about it. So that's my little tangent there.
Cool. I think it's really important to know. I think the Beast Hunter, that you can get a Beast Hunter level 10, in all seriousness, if I was to reroll an account right now, I could get it within the first 2 hours of the game. So, and that is just skyrockets your availability to steal. So, back to Shift Zaix. Do you need him to steal? Probably not. And I think Geo and other people mentioned in the chat, yeah, if you want to use him in multiplayer, he'll get those random ass steals from the the wave enemies or even on the boss while you're playing with him because he's a nice DPS. So sure, yeah, absolutely use him there.
That
if
is
you
a
want
fair
to
point.
get some extra procs. I'm not saying you're gonna steal from every enemy you hit, but at least you'll get something a little extra, and that's not bad. Usually thief units nowadays can't hit for shit, to be fair. They have like no DPS, so this is the first one we've had in a long time that's actually able to be run in multiplayer and do good damage and steal something. So yeah, dope. Good point there, Dio. I saw that. On to the rest of his kit. Mercury Veil. This is what OG Zaix also had. Activated barrier once every 30 seconds that nullifies status ailments. This is for a basic status ailment, I believe. I don't think it's all status ailments, not like freeze or seal or anything like that. Not the T2 stuff, but every 30 seconds he gets a free avoidance of an ailment, so that's dope. Solitary Knight. Now this is cool. This is a really nice buff and a really nice passive, to be honest. When unit does not have another unit's charisma buff, physical damage cap plus 5,000, all of those stats get 25% and boost movement speed. I mean, for a lot of situations and a lot of parties, you're probably going to use a unit that gives a charisma. I mean, a lot of the meta units nowadays, a lot of the better units nowadays do have a charisma in their kit to cast. I'm thinking like Graffle, like Shift Roland, like Shift Bayland, all those types of units. Well, I would suggest foregoing that for him because he is dual wield, because he gets double dips into that 5,000, because those 25% boosts are quite big. Use this. Make sure no one has a charisma. The only problem I see is this activating in multiplayer. Again, people are going to bring units. People are going to be playing on auto. They're going to activate the charismas. So you might be shit out of luck for getting that 5k cap sometimes. But if you run with a party, if you run with your boys, and you run with your friends, and you say, hey, no one has activated charisma so I can get this boost, yeah, do that. So yeah, definitely a very good passive. I would say it helps his bulkiness, helps his attack. I like it a lot. Stealth. Draw less enemy attention, physical attack damage plus 20%. When it's taking an attack with an anti-soldier type effect, damage minus 30%. So it gives him, a flat 20% damage boost, gives him a little evasion, or not evasion, but a little bit of beast repellent, I guess you should say. Doesn't get targeted as much, but then it also gives, when someone has a Slayer against him, for soldiers, he gets minus 30% damage. So I don't mind that one bit. I really like this passive for just his bulkiness, at least a little bit. Crimson Edge combo. Again, 2 weapons equipped, not specific to any 2 weapons. So as long as he is dual wielding, he gets a boost physical attack and special damage cap based on combo hit count at 30% damage and 3,500 damage cap at 100 plus hits. We've seen this on, at least a few other units like Leona, like I think, was it Melee? I don't remember, but getting that damage cap, your numbers are going to look a little wonky until you get over 100%. Let's be honest. It's a gradual damage cap. It's not just like 3,500 at 100 plus hits. And you don't get it before then. It's a gradient, I should say. So your numbers are going to look wonky. You probably won't know if you're capping until you get to 100 or more hits. But it's fun. It's a nice little damage cap boost. It's a nice little damage boost in general. And that's for your whole party. It's not just for him. It's your combo hit counter on the left. So if you have, a dual hitting mage like I've been using, like Lennius, it'll boost your cap up there, or hit count up there. He has 42 hits on his S3. It's gonna get to 100 pretty quick. So pretty cool. As for his kit, I really like it. I think he's missing a lot of like standard SC saves though. I think he's missing the Slayers. I think he's missing a lot of weapon boosts. I think he's missing skill charges, skill stocks, multiple weapon equips and stuff like that. The sharp eyes, the berserkers. He's missing quite a bit. So that 90 SC that you're going to have on him, 5th enhance, is going to be stretched pretty thin. You're not going to have a lot of extra stuff to put on him outside of like making him a really current unit and, getting his damage up there, I guess I should say. So the best kit in the game? Absolutely not. He's definitely missing some stuff, but can he be made into a powerhouse? Absolutely. Both DPS and breaking. So that's cool. Let's go over his equips, because I think this is really important for him, and I think people probably want to know what's good in his paids, right? You guys have probably already seen his paids, so it's the Nightmare Blood, the sword, and then the Phantom Mask as accessory. One of them is extremely powerful, and one is like just very good. So the weapon, Nightmare Blood, Ice attribute, of course, because he is a nice physical attacker. Ice attack damage 20%, damage cap plus 2,000, break plus 50%. This is good on him. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited to use this on him. I, of course, most of the time get credentialed equipments just because I want to test them out. And you know, it helps me with like maze and if I want to use them there. It's a very good weapon. But the best one is Phantom Mask. Why? Well, it's not about the health. It's not about the strength. It's not about the MP. It's not about even the first two passive parts of the passive. Damage from bosses minus 10%. Rear physical attack damage plus rear attack damage cap plus 1500. The true winner here is because of the break recovery time plus 30%. If he puts the enemy in break, which he does not have innately to do, he gets an extra 30% more break time on the enemy. Break times are usually about 14 seconds, depending on if Adis codes them to be shorter or faster or longer. About 14 seconds. So that's adding another 4 seconds on top of that to do damage. It may not sound like much, but when you're in the middle of a battle and you're having a boss completely immobilized and getting 4 extra seconds to do damage and maybe to set up before he goes out of break, that is quite a bit. We've known in the past Joker, who has 50% boost for that kind of thing. Claire's paid has 50% boost. We have things like Vaughn gets 20%. And I think Kyle gets like 50%. This break recovery time is extremely powerful. We've also known that the arc itself, the Eternal Clock arc, gets another 30%, which stacks additively with this. So if you put that on the party and he breaks the boss, you'll get a 60% total, which is awesome. If I had to say, you know, damage is not always going to be 100% relevant, but break timers and extending break may be. So this, if I was to pick one or the other, I would pick the Phantom Mask 100%. Not even a question at this point. Usually it's like, oh, they're both pretty good, I would pick one or the other. No. Phantom Mask for sure. Because, sure, more break, more damage cap is good. But if you're going to be using him as a breaker, and he is a sufficient breaker, I would use this over sword. You can replace the sword with other stuff. But yeah, that's my little snippet on the paids. Dope. Other stuff you use on him. Crucial, like I have here, I was fighting high resistant enemies, so I was using this. I normally put on, which I'm going to switch to it now, the axe, the big boy axe, the Cerulean Axe Jaleld, which is a godforgeable AER, which is like the sweetest weapon in the game almost. It's probably one of my favorite weapons, to be fair.
I just got it to plus 40.
Ooh, congratulations.
I'm excited.
With this axe right here. It is craftable from GodForge. It is an 8-star equipment, so it's going to take you quite a bit to get there. But at max, it's breakful 60%, 454 strength, and you know it enables you to use axe high boost and get all that damage out of it. So, and extra break. So I really like this on him. This combo right here, if you do have the paid, great, but definitely go for this axe if you're looking for breaking. And then other equipment doesn't really matter. I'm just going to throw on. I was going to throw on damage cap, I think. No, I was using a event equip. What the heck is that thing? It's like the new event equip that has rear attack damage, which was cool.
Oh, yeah. Not bad at all.
I missed it, so it's fine. We'll put this on. Yeah. You want to go over what he can do?
What he can do or what in battle is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
Before we jump into that,
yeah, what's up? What's good?
Hit y'all with some ads. So.
Oh, all right. Let me know when it's done.
BRB. I think I know what it does now, because not everyone gets hit with the ads.
Yeah, people
live. It's like some people say they do and other people don't. What I think it does. Oh, ad blocker. That's right. I literally forget about that every single time.
Yeah, dude. That's literally the reason.
Every single time. But what I also think it does is I think that it adds the ad break for the VOD when you're done live. I'm pretty sure it does that as well.
I like that. That's cool.
But that's also what I made up in my head of reasoning, which can go either way.
Nice.
Yeah. So definitely, I want to see this man. I mean, I saw you using him in story, but I'm ready to see some specifics. Here's the thing:
Vayne is so overpowered with this crap. Like I was using him in story, and it's just like
it's just crapping on everybody.
It's a difference between melee skills just feel so different than non-flinchable resisting skills.
Oh, it's so yes, dude. God, it's
so different.
I was forgetting that Vayne doesn't even have super armor.
Yeah, he doesn't have any super armor. It's actually better if he gets flinched.
Yeah, because then he can pop it immediately when he comes back.
Yep.
Craziness. Vayne is... Yeah, I understand.
Right, how long till we go?
No, where you go, dude?
Bro.
Everyone will catch up. It doesn't... You don't have to wait for that ad to literally be over.
The live people, what are you going to do?
Well, they'll just be like, I think 10 seconds behind that.
Come on, me.
Maybe.
All right, let's go just ruin these people's lives.
I love you all. Thank you.
Cool. Ready.
I want to see
We're not going to test break here.
Okay.
But this will be fun to just hit them up. So here's the thing. I have auto on. Let me take this off real quick. There we go. Whew. All right, playtime's over. I have... Oh, don't you tell me... I hate when it resets all my stuff.
Yeah, Steam is weird.
No, it's not Steam. It's when you go to auto run it resets it. It's super annoying.
Are you serious? That's what resets it? Auto?
Yeah, auto setting. If you do auto run, it'll activate all those settings. It's super annoying. But here we go. So I have purple orb. I have skill stock 1, skill stock 2. So I have 7, 6, and 4. When I activate it, its playtime's over. But if you really feel like it, you don't have to do this. You could have used Stardust Live already passively. But I'm going to do Council of 10. And I didn't need to fill my skill stocks, but now we have 8, 7, and 5.
That's gross. Reminds me of good old Ardeen.
All right, let's go. See how fast I move? I mean, they're all kind of similar here. They're sitting here, so it doesn't really make a difference.
I mean, when he's not getting flinched, that's about, in my opinion, that's peak LC gameplay.
Yeah, it wasn't that fast, but like,
no,
you get the picture. It's
looks really good.
No, it's cool as heck. His animations are so sick, and I'll do this. I can do this as many times as you guys would like. It's so fun. But I'm gonna, instead of council, I'm gonna use Stardust Live to show you that this is just a great arc for using for him, as well. If you're trying to do damage, not necessarily break, just getting +1 skill stock to everything, and so that playtime's over becomes even more potent. Big style points. Yeah, Meowing says big style points. Like, that's what I'm saying. See, 8, 7, and 5. Don't even need Council of 10 for this crap. Just his hitboxes are definitely smaller than I would have liked, but I think that's because he's meant to be a breaker for bosses and single target DPS. Nowhere like his S3. The only big AOE on his skills is the end of the S3, where it hits that like big upward splash of Mercury. That's the only time. But as a unit that flips around the map and does all these skills, and you literally start with him having the ability to get max skill stocks and +1 skill stock. That's awesome. And then using him, in scenarios where wave battles. Okay, I get all these. Next wave, I'll have all of them again with, one less skill stock, but Pirate's Feast is perfect for him. Just very fun. You see those 60k caps? These are all flinchable enemies, but it's really cool.
He's a cool dude. There's no doubt.
Better is and we'll get into the break in a little bit.
Yeah. What I will say gives him brownie points for me.
Yeah.
Is just the fact that he's an ice unit.
Right, dude. We haven't been out. We've been without our current. Let's say current. So even if we had an ice unit like 6 months ago, Shift Leona, okay, she's not current like power creep DPS, right? She's still very good. Don't mind that. And she pierces ice res and all that good stuff. She's still a great unit. But having a current non-limited ice DPS is something we've been missing for a long time. And I say non-limited because, yeah, okay, collab, okay, seasonals. Those are all very limited, right? Our DOH now, he's going to be in 6 months. Or, I guess, yeah, the next update would be that he would be mid-July. He would be added to the DOH pool. And any DOH banner after that, he's going to be able to be on. And probably before that, he's going to be on another UDOH. So he's going to come back quite a bit. Even if you miss him on this banner, you could get him later very easily. So don't feel like you're without a nice DPS forever. He is going to be an option in the future. Yeah, dope. Very, very cool animations. One of my favorite animations I've seen on almost any unit. Now, his skills as you guys can tell, are not as fast as OG, honestly. They're just not as fast. So his DPS may not be the highest of every unit in the game, but he gets style points for me. He gets, I mean, let's go into his break, because I think that's what most people probably want to see. That's questions I've seen in chat. Why don't we talk about his break? I have break stuff on him, but this is not exactly what I would use on him. So why don't we do there? Don't need this. Okay. Okay. Now, if we're using an actual party, I'm going to be using Terragrana Caesarch, because not only am I using an axe to get that defense piercing, but it's brief break level plus 120%, which is additive break. And we're going to see just how much he can do. We're going to go into... he's probably going to kill this, honestly, because these are gods, before I even get a chance to kill them. Why don't we use this? Yeah, this is fine. Let's give him some extra break, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Hawkle, go. He is going to absolutely murk this boss, because it's God Hunter. We have special boost on. Watch the break bar. Couldn't even get it off before we killed him. Fair enough. Couldn't get it off. But it's solid break, right? Like, I know I've explained to you before. Anything around 40 to 50% break on these bosses, on this boss, is solid for a skill.
But that was his S3?
That was his S3. His S... Alright, so let me give you the numbers. His S3, by default, the ones I calculated earlier while I was in stream, is 300 break. Okay? So that's about 40%, 50% right there. That's with everything, right? Like, I have his paids, I have Theron, I'm using Axe High Boost, I'm using Breaker, Limit Breaker, Destroyer, and the Jill Out Axe. Like, I have everything that I could possibly want on him with the Archon 20%. So it's going to look really good, and this is with everything. The S3 has 300 break, the S2 has 160, and the S1 has 80. So basically like half and a fourth of his S3. So they all have respectable break, especially with a unit that has a lot of break multipliers, and you can add a bunch to him. It's pretty nice, especially with using this arc with its perfect synergy with axes. Like, this is the break rebuild I would run on him pretty much at all times. His paid axe, which, I mean, not everyone's gonna have. Another option of that you could use is the Iron Pipe from the Nier series, or else just use a physical damage weapon. Like, we're very, very limited with weapons, general weapons that have any kind of break on them. I think there's only one, and that's from a collab. So you probably won't have that. So don't worry about that. But make this axe if you want to break with him, or generally break with a lot of units. This is like one of the best weapons in the entire game, right here. And what's funny is that it's so much synergy that it's the AER from this, and then you GodForge it. You GodForge that thing, you make it cracked as heck, and it's awesome. Yeah, that's his break. Pretty solid, pretty strong, and he has DPS to add to it. Like, that's one thing we've talked about with units like Murrin, and even things like the best breakers in the game, which is funny enough, is like DXR and Gobble. Those two specifically that I just added don't really have much else besides their break. They don't really have DPS. Yeah, they can be used for, Gobble has like interesting stuff with him, his insta-kill things. DXR has, his shield barrier, all that good stuff, and pretty excessive break. But they don't have DPS. General DPS for most scenarios. Murrin is him and Murrin probably have very similar break per second. Murrin probably edges him out, but what Murrin does not have is the friggin' playtime's over buff that gives him an entire skill stocks for free, plus 1 skill stock, and lets him spam his skills immediately on wave 1. That's amazing. He is by far the most, I would say, fully kitted breaker you can get at the moment, because he can fill his own shit up and he can spam it out. I will say, OG Zaix has been known to have one of the best break per second kits in the game. He still does. Shift Zaix actually has less break per second than OG Zaix. I remember I talked about earlier how OG Zaix's skills are super fast and end quickly and it's very, very spammable. Because Ascended Zaix does have a little bit longer animation times, he can't get there as quick. But OG Zaix has like no damage, unfortunately. His like damage caps with like 17k. With, you know, you'd have to enable him super heavy. Ascended Zaix is awesome. He's a really fun unit, a very strong physical DPS and breaker. So I'm excited to use him in a lot of content. I mean, you know how much I love breaking, don't you? Dudes?
I do. I thought I was muted. My bad. Breaking is one of the most fun things you can do in this game.
Dude, immobilizing bosses.
When you can take advantage of it.
Absolutely. And then mobilizing bosses, getting extra, if you do have the option to get his paid accessory, getting extra break timer. If you do have the option to get, and I'm going to just throw this up here because I think I mentioned it before, maybe some people don't know, but this arc right here, the Eternal Clock de Row, this is enemy break recovery speed. It's supposed to be plus 30%, but it adds an extra 30% on the timer. So put this, and you don't have to use this on him. You can use this on, let's say you have a unit here, and this is automatically going to make the break timer go 30% longer. He is also going to do that, so plus 60% overall. It's a fun time. Yeah. Yep. And yes, as a DOH, Sparta, I see there, as a DOH with a skill, non-collab, non-seasonal, he has this skill right here. Whew. I hope more units could get this kind of thing because this is awesome. Yeah. Very, very fun. Very fun unit. Seriously.
Hopefully it motivates people to get their Council of Tens up.
What?
I said hopefully it motivates people to get their Council of Tens leveled up.
Yeah, to be fair, if you have that Council of 10 level 9, you can do that with any unit, but yeah, not always the same. It's great, but I find him very fun. I think I haven't seen like really many negative complaints about his kit and using him. I think a lot of people who have been waited for him and for those, almost 2 years since OG Zaix came out, are pretty happy with him. So pretty cool.
Nice. So you're in the architecture, the art section.
Arc section, yeah, we might as well roll into that, huh?
You can do that.
Bahamut the Imperator. I found this, dude, the art.
I mean, it's one of their strong
super
suits.
Cool. Dude, they always have such good art, dude. But Zaix, that's Mia, I believe I was told, and then that sorcerer, I forget his name, Anil or something like that. I forget what they called him, but someone told me who that was, and I didn't read the lore yet, but pretty cool art. Definitely very cool, especially since this is a boss we've been just bullying for the past 6 months. Or at least I have been. It's been fun. But they're starting to do these arcs, which we saw with the Loug Zeus. You are the second form that you get at floor 100 of the tower. Basically a passive set for a solo unit. You get 20% all of these stats. You get special gauge fill rate plus 20%. You also get physical damage taken and special damage cap if you give dragon mimicry or the unit is already a dragon. So the stat boosts, the fill rate, the special fill rate, I really, really like. As for the learnables, the most important stuff, I would say, mimicry dragon, of course, I like that they have this on the arc just because to enable you to give people the dragon and mimicry right off the bat. You don't have to look anywhere else for it. To enable that passive, skill charge 1, dragon shield, Fury 2, which is something new that we haven't seen before. This will stack with Fury. If you're less than 30% HP, you'll get that boost in strength. Independence and two-handed bow. Independence, now, like the passives of the arc itself were geared towards a solo unit, this is also that way. So I'm okay with that. Skill and special damage dealt and cap and damage taken. Dope. Solo units can only get better. I don't know what content we're going to be using solo units in, but if you just feel like making a personal challenge and using solo units for stuff, this is one thing to use. 11 SC is pretty expensive, but I think the boost is pretty nice. You get skill and special damage and overall damage taken and all overall damage cap. I don't hate it. I guess it's probably skill and special related to all those, but whatever. Two-handed bow. Let's talk about this, because while this is maybe not different than the other two-handed stuff, it does enable you to do some interesting things. It's the same as all the two-handed stuff, so 20% physical attack damage, critical rate plus 10%, physical attack damage cap plus 5,000. Booda, what's your unit that you used today that you had some really a lot of fun with?
Vane's pretty cool.
Vane's pretty cool, and he's a single wielder, and he equips any single weapon you have. And what have we been missing in the past in order to use bows? Well, we've been missing a lot of bow boost. This does count as that. Two-handed bow, if you have a single wielding bow unit, that 10% crit rate synergizes very well with bows. Why is that again? Well, this arc right here, and I'm going to come back to it probably a couple times. Red, Heaven's Bow Star-Lord. When you have a bow, you get an extra 10% crit rate. And after every critical rate, you deal an extra attack. This doesn't say it here, but it's like a 25% neutral pursuit after every critical. So if you're hitting for 60k caps, or let's say 80k caps you're hitting for, right? If you hit a critical for 80k, you're getting another 20,000 hit on it extra, because it's an extra attack. It's a pursuit. It is a neutral pursuit that's going to hit, additive proc on top of it. If you have a very high crit rate, those will proc on every single critical attack. So that's 20k cap on top of 80k, which can happen. I don't know, if you have a 50% crit rate, if you have a 75% crit rate, that's a lot of extra damage. So this arc, as well as the Icy Guardian arc, which we've talked about in the past. It's blue, isn't it? As we talked about in the past, the pursuits, the extra attacks. Two-handed bow is going to, for the bows especially, they're usually have some crit rate on them, especially the Brave Bow Experion is one of the GodForges. You can use that and get extra, even more crit rate nowadays with other weapons. Now, mostly this is for the Star-Lord arc. It's very cool for this crit rate, extra crit rate plus 10%. Since it is the same for all weapons, you don't really need that 10% crit rate just from the bow. You could use other stuff, and I am choking right now as to going to find the arc again. There we go. So you don't have to always use this. You could use, like, I know there's hammers with even a higher crit rate on passes themselves, like the Ancient Hammer that is 10% instead of the 8% on Brave Bow. But what's really cool is the AR. Now, you may be looking at this and be like, that's kind of lame. It's not something I'll use very often. Well, here's the thing. Chance for special to deal critical damage. This is a passive that we've only really seen on, I think, one other arc. I think it's the Rebel Dragoons arc. But also, it's usually used on paid equipment. Paid equipment. I'm thinking, to myself, I'm thinking Mikasa's accessory, I think. Is it Alice's accessory? I'm pretty sure. There's a bunch of them. I can't remember them all off the top of my head, but this is always on paid equipments. Credentialed equipments, Crimson equipments. This has never been on an AER before. And why is this important? Why is it a bow, and why is it important? The strength, I don't care. The other passives that doesn't have, I don't really care. What it does do is it enables you, as a bow, to use this arc and get pursuits on specials too. So if you're hitting all of your unit is hitting for normally, let's say 50k, 50 hits, 2.5 million damage on a special. That's awesome. Well, if you have a high crit rate, if you have this bow on that unit, you can get even further damage cap by getting those pursuits. And since it is a bow, it gets an extra crit rate. It enables the special to crit more damage. It's very synergistic with this. So, is it going to be useful all the time? No. But in niche scenarios where you can get more damage, it can actually do more damage overall than the best URs we have in the game if you have a high crit rate. Like, I'm talking the Eldravana arcs, like Archbeing Eldravana, getting that extra 6k cap, sure. Getting extra, cap damage, sure. But if you have high crit rate, you can get even, average more damage than that. This Eldravana, 5k cap and massive damage. But if you're already capping, you can get even more damage with the Maglion, or the Heaven's Bow Star-Lord, and that ER. So I think that's really cool. Maybe that's something that people have looked at this and maybe didn't know what it was good for, and being like, that's kind of crap, but it's actually not. It's very unique at this point in the game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to maybe doing a little showcase with this thing and seeing just how much damage I can do with some of the other units in the game, because not all of them have the ability to crit on special. So definitely a good SSR arc, right? This is an SSR, and I'm talking good stuff about it. That's really cool to me, because usually I talk a lot of shit on it. Yeah, dope.
It's cool. I'm going through some technical difficulties right now.
Yeah, has your thing been down for a while?
Yes, I'm gonna need to do with something that's gonna burn everyone's ears unless I turn you down. Ooh. So I've been trying to figure out how not to interrupt the flow and do this, and I don't think there's a way other than for me to ask you to not talk for 15 seconds.
I can not talk for 15 seconds. It's really tough for me though.
Okay. What should I talk about? Well, I'm trying to figure out why Adel doesn't want y'all's money, because Steam won't connect to the server of Last Cloudia or something.
Are you trying to do midstream polls?
Yes, I got us sponsored. We got it. We got us sponsored. Not from X-Men. We got some support from freaking Michael Burnside, man.
Oh, nice. I didn't even see it. I wasn't paying attention.
Got a few donos that I'm trying to honor, and I haven't done the last couple because Steam don't want to work.
So what I've done with Steam in the past is you have to add funds to the account in order to buy stuff.
Yes. I have funds in my Steam. Yeah, it's when I go to...
Do you have enough?
Oh, yeah. It's when I go to purchase the shop crystals, it doesn't transfer to the Steam client in order to actually access those funds. It's very strange. It started a few updates ago.
I think someone's mentioned something last time you had this. Make sure you have Steam open.
Steam's open.
Steam is open while you're doing that?
Yep. And for people saying via phone, the paids don't transfer devices.
Yeah, that's the issue. He wants to do it on Steam, but the paids, if you buy it on iOS or Android, the paids won't be there when he loads up Steam.
So give me a second, because I tried checking the integrity of all of the Last Cloudia files with that little option, and so it reset all of my settings. So now I have to go back into the volume control and lower that down a little bit.
Oh, you're choking super hard.
Well, it is what it is, right? So I'm going to mute you. So goodbye, Tweaks.
Yeah. I'm going to Lake message me, so I'm going to see if he's got any juicy info for me.
Yeah, get some info, and I will talk to the Booda gang. We'll figure this out. So Tweaks muted. I'm going to hit play. All of my desktop audio is muted. Yeah, well, I can talk to you. They can't hear you, though. Yes. Oh, God. Oh, wow. It sent me back. Oh, my gosh. Hold on. It reset my whole client, bro. Reset my whole client. I gotta transfer data. See, this is why troubleshooting is a dangerous thing, because you can end up doing something that's just not what you want to be doing. No, I don't want to download because I want to access my data. Oh my gosh, my link code. I'm gonna use that in a minute. So has anyone else experienced this error on their Steam? Was there a fix that anyone has? Because it's a little frustrating. I enjoy doing the sponsored summons that y'all send me. I have all my codes, don't worry. It's not a problem. Goodness gracious. Oh God, what is this? Run as admin. No more devices can be linked. What in the hell is going on, bruh? Alright, well, let's try that. Oh, this is just such a nightmare. I'm gonna bring you back. So you can talk to the people right now. So I'm running Steam as admin?
Yeah.
Well, now I gotta close it.
Steam is admin, then should run Last Cloudia as admin too. Am I back?
You're back. You can talk to them in the.
Oh,
I may have to,
buddy.
I
was in the pen.
I may ban you again.
Oh, dude, come on, man.
That music is so loud, bro. It gets jacked up to volume 10 when you reset.
I can mute it. Here.
No, not yours. Mine.
Oh. Okay.
You don't gotta change anything. If you want to, when I reinstall LC thinking it's a new device, so if you already have 3 instances, I see. I mean, I don't think you can remove the oldest one. It doesn't matter. It's just, this is ridiculous, bro. This is unacceptable. Man. Alright, end the task. Wow.
You're doing great. This is a very strong moment for all of us. We're really praying.
We're learning together. A Yeezy just subscribed. What's going on?
Ooh.
I know, right? Alright, so let's find Steam. Right click it. Run as administrator.
I have great news. So,
give us.
You know how we said ground shrink feels really, really good? Really, really good.
What
right?
feels good?
Ground shrink for Chef Zaix. Okay? That boosted movement speed and a recovery time. Well, Lake's got some info for us, boys. Guess what?
Breaking news.
It gives plus 15 movement speed.
15!
Which is half of gas buff.
That's great.
Half of it.
That's great.
It's awesome. Oh, it's great. That's why he feels so zippy.
Yeah.
And then it's what I said, 2 to 3 seconds. No surprise there. It's 2.5 to recover. 2.5 seconds to recover the get around shrink when it leaves.
Those are great decisions in unit kits, man. Not these
dude.
10 to 30 second cooldown nonsense.
That's why he feels so good.
That's
because
why
he's
he
just
feels
so
good.
mobile, right?
Yeah.
We've always talked about how mobile units just feel great. And then for Mystic Surprise Attack, I have some info. They are separate procs. Separate procs. Oh, sorry. Did Chuck detonate?
He did. He's just a boss.
What about that's a savage move. Oh, baby. 10 more. Let's go. The separate procs of Mystic Surprise Attack, which are like the feint, the break, the damage cap, the instant kill. It's a 25% chance, independent chance each for the break and feint damage, or the damage cap, or the damage cap. So at 25% of your rear physical attacks, we'll get that extra break damage, we'll get that extra feint damage, we'll get that extra 30k cap, and then 1% of your rear attacks will get a chance to kill.
I'm so sorry. I don't think anyone heard you. I have to just bully through this, bro.
No one heard me?
I don't think, no, the music is so loud, you have no idea. Bump it, Booda.
I'll start over.
Okay, give me just 2 seconds. Come on. Yeah, that's fine. Game data successfully linked. Okay, get me in this stupid game, bro. Oh my gosh. Hold on, we just gotta download 2 gigs real quick. Just, You can still hear him? What if he just
Well, I can repeat it, don't worry about that.
Just... Alright, we're going. We got that fast internet speed, boy. Well, we're gonna jam out right now. That's what we're doing. Can you hear it? Are you listening to the stream?
No. I'm not listening to the stream at all. I have it muted so I don't double hear myself, which is just messing with me.
It is not easy living in this world, full of misery, full of wickedness, and suddenly you came along, walk with me through the storm, we both explode, we will get ready for our rest, something that will change.
Hey, Michael, go it crazy. Let's go. Sing it, Tweaks.
I didn't sound like
Here at the Booda Gang, we will always be by your side.
Oh my god.
Holy cow. I had to do something. Holy shit.
John's going crazy.
Bro, what is happening right now?
I love it.
I can't multitask, bro. Shut up! Okay. We're back to normal. Okay, what just happened? What's going on? 55, 60 subs? We need to have technical difficulties more often, bro. Oh my god. Oh guys, get ready for the I'm coming back to Last Cloudia video tomorrow. Jeez. Where'd Tweaks go?
I'm right here.
Oh.
I'm right here. I was just waiting for you to.
Gosh. You're good.
Get your stuff up. Like, I don't know what's your screen.
You mean the screen? Yeah. I have to figure out I have to size it now. Like, look, it's all.
No worries, man.
It's all jacked. It's all just jacked. Okay, so first of all, I don't know who just gifted that many subs. Because the chat is going too fast. And Ruff just did more. Okay. Okay. Slow down, please. I can't handle this right now. Tweaks, what did you get anything in? Did you get any info?
Oh, you're back. Hey.
Did you get any info?
Oh, I got the info. I got all the info.
I don't know what to do. What do we talk about next?
So, well, 25%, 25%. That's all. We talked about Zaix. I think people heard that, but I'm just going to repeat myself. The ground shrink buff that he gets regens in 2.5 seconds after you're being hit, but it's also a plus 15 movement speed, which is a lot of movement speed. That's half of the gas buffs from the AOT units. So, yes, awesome. And then the Mystic Surprise attack buff, or passive, is for every rear attack, you have a 25% chance. Independent chance for activating each of the plus 100% break damage per hit, faint damage per hit, damage cap per hit, and then a 1% chance for instant kill. So 25% chance for each of those, 1% for instant kill on every rear physical attack. So that's dope. I like that a lot. Yeah, so I got extra info, but we'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about the event. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Is your Steam ready? Do you have gems right now?
Nothing
or no?
works, bro.
You're also,
Look.
I can see your...
Yeah, I know, because I was trying to verify that it would actually go through. But now watch, when I go back in, connecting, it ain't connecting to nothing.
Yeah, I see 65 members, by the way.
Yeah, there's 65 fucking members that just joined tonight. 50 were gifted. Can I give these people shout outs? Frickin' Arkin jumped in, gifted another 50 after 50 earlier. We got frickin' Mad Soggy jumped in with the 5 gifted. Vember coming in with the 5, and Rough Edge. Shout out to Rough Edge. He just took over as the Booda Gang Squad Guild lead. Vember's moving on to bigger and better things. Both you guys treat me too good, and I wish I could figure this out for you, but this segment is so cucked. We gotta save it.
All right, so let's talk about the event. How about that?
Let's talk about it.
I mean, you had a whole dancing and singing phase, so like I'm like,
I tried to do
not
something.
bad,
I just on the fly, bro.
Dude, you were crushing it.
Thank you.
Bonus challenge, boys. Do this every day. Get your 200. The first clear gives you 400 challenge tickets, and every day after that, you get an extra 200 for a drop. So make sure you're doing that. And then the best place to spend those is I would say only the special version quest. You have a chance to get any of this stuff. It costs 200 to do it, but the final hard stage in this gives 40 or 50, depending on what you proc. 40 or 50 tickets. And end up doing this extra challenge 3 times a day, this special version. Save your tickets for other days too. You don't really need to spam the basic one because it's just not as good as drops, to be honest. Just in general, the rates are not that good. But this one right here has all of the GodForge materials, all of the not mega clusters, but the grimoires, the radiances, the lights, the actual GodForge spears, rainbow potions, as well as these mother souls, which is I got this today. This was a stock of 500 of them. If this procs, so make sure you do 600 tickets into this. Whatever extra, sure, do this one. It has a different drop table and everything, but this one's so high key. Make sure you do this every single day because this is cracked. A lot of cool stuff. Even if you don't get something every day, like anything good every day, it's absolutely worth testing your luck there. And then, you know, the battles themselves, they're not too bad. I think there's just like for these farming quests are just like a bunch of Dubborns, so who cares? But the story, whatever. As for the trading space of this, there are lights, there's tickets, there's Prism Souls, Ethereon's Mother Souls, GodForge stuff, Mega clusters, everything you would need for, you know, enhancing units. And then they have prisms for each of the 3 banner units right this moment, God Relic Prism Shards, and then 2 items, 2 equipment. So pretty dope. The event's cool, and I think Booda, I think you and I need to talk about a misinterpretation today of somehow people don't know what the heck's going on with this banner, but the probability. Right? We need to talk about this.
Please do,
because I have seen too many people say that these rates are shit because they're taking away from the banner unit, and I'm just sitting there like, what are you talking about? So here's the thing.
I did say that.
Not just you. There's people that are very adamant that the rates are worse for the banner unit, and I'm sitting there like, I don't think you know how math works, because this rate, no matter what you pull, it's 0.8%, which has been consistent for the feature unit for years now. 0.8%. Just because Zaix and Mia have both have a 5.5% rate up now, that is not taking away from the main unit. That is taking away from the off-banner stuff. So yeah, okay, you're less likely to get off-banner stuff. But if you're pulling with the focus of getting off-banner stuff, that's the stupidest thing I could possibly imagine. If you really want something, you go for banners that they're actually rated up on. The Zaix and Mia, well, yeah, Zaix is pretty outdated. He's still a good breaker. Mia is still solid PvP unit, maybe not the highest DPS in the PvE. Sure, they're maybe not the toppest tier units, but they're still usable. And I'm not going to like vouch for them like if you get them, but just because if you get them on a banner or on a pull, it doesn't mean you like, oh shit, I would have gotten Ascended Zaix for that. No. Those are completely independent things. Your Ascended Zaix pulls are completely different. It's a 0.8% chance no matter what you get on the other pulls. So keep that in mind. Just because there's other rate up stuff does not mean it's less likely to get Ascended Zaix. And then where's the Arc? The Arc's still 8%. 0.8% for all these. 0.8% for Bahamut, 0.8% for Phantom Crows, 0.8% for Militia Departed. Sure. Again, Bahamut the Imperator, still 8%, 0.8%. The same shit as it's always been. Not always been, but in the past year, it's been like very, very consistent. So please stop whining that the rates are different or that rates are bad. They're the same as they have always been. Maybe if you think they're bad in general, then yeah, okay. If you want to say they're bad in general, but it's the consistency that's not changed. I mean, if anything, I think it's cool because it's a thematic banner. Like these, it's the Phantom Crows. It's Zaix, Mia, and Ascended Zaix on the same banner, each of them having a rate up. Ascended Zaix has the most rate up, but like, I think it's dope, in my personal opinion. Phantom Crows arc is there, the Bahamut the Imperator arc is there. Militia of the Departed, I'm really not sure where that comes into play, but sure, whatever. But as a thematic banner for the Phantom Crows themselves, I think it's pretty cool.
It is.
So yes, Zero. Math is not real. We should not see that ever again because math is not real. Dude, if they do this in the future, sure, dude, that'd be sweet. Honestly, for like, let's say you have like a future shift roll, like a second shift Roland, and you have like an Alice on there or a previous shift Roland on it. Like, why not? Put them up, give them a little boosted rate up. That's what so many other gacha games do, is they have multiple units on rate up in a banner. We have like never had that, except for like a very few instances. This is like the first time in a while where we've had multiple rate up units, and they're not even that high. It's not taking away from your main unit. I don't know.
Yeah, it has the potential to add actual value when summoning for a certain banner.
Right.
Rather than it just be the new unit and the new arc.
Yeah. There's more stuff to pull. There's cooler stuff, especially if you're a fan of the Phantom Crows and fan of that storyline. It's actually a really cool banner for you. So yeah, Gacha is nice. And then I think the only thing that's left, actually, you know what? No, I lied. There's GodForge stuff, which we don't need to go fully over, but they added a bunch of stuff to the GodForges. They added a bunch of stuff to the DOH pool. So let's talk about that. GodForge first. There is some cool stuff. They added like Ruto to Grog. I'm just scrolling down. Zaix Zaix. Merides stuff. Night Lord Kyle. I think those are the only ones they added. But, yeah, they give some pretty nice boost. I don't think we need to go over all of them. Some of them, you know, raise the utility of each of them. I know Meridian and DeGro got more break. I know Ruto got more survivability, which is definitely what he needed. Night Lord Kyle still sucks, but his paids are all right. Yeah, some interesting stuff in there. I don't think anything is cracked, but there's some definitely stuff that improves their own units. No, those are pretty outdated units. Like maybe they're not all that usable, or not all that relative to the current level of power creep that we have, but definitely for their own utilities. I know Ruto definitely has a place because his stuff got pretty good, but Sage Emperor Zaix has got some more cast speeds, more damage, so can't knock them. They're good upgrades. But we did get a couple other GodForge stuff. I know it created it already. This Holy Bill of Warding. You can get the shard to make this from the collection manor in Grandar. There's like a little gem you need. That's where you get that, getting 22 chests or more. And then you have to craft it. It's going to cost 5 of these, which I'm an idiot and already dumped into spheres. So now I have to go grind 5 more of these in order to get it to level 20. So plus 20. And I know people have already told me exactly what happens. At plus 20, this looks like plus 5% right here, guard rate, and then physical magic attack damage taken minus 8% at max plus 20. So those are the changes that you're going to be looking forward to. Of course, it's not incredibly cracked or anything like that, but it's definitely usable, right? Just an accessory with a flat minus physical magic damage taken. I do like that a lot, especially with, you know, guard rate improvement, putting that on, you know, maybe a tank or two. Pretty dope. As well as the thing that I already crafted. You'll find this in story. You should go get it and craft it, which I won't be able to check, but filter only this one right here. Barcelo Helm Gold. You can create this. In the GodForge, there'll be 3 separate items that you'll get from a subquest. You'll need to kill some enemies that are floating around the map. And once you get those, you can go to the GodForge and create this. What it does do is, yeah, sure, it gets him a lore stack, gets him some counter when taking magic attacks, physical magic damage taken minus 15%. It actually is very good on him as an accessory, even though he stinks as a unit right now. But it changes the unit appearance in battle. It changes him to all gold. So why don't we go check that out? It's pretty funny. And I don't really care about spoiling this to you. I think you guys will get there. If anything, it'll show you that you should go try to go get it. Because if anything in the game that I like, it's aesthetic improvements. And while Barcelo might stink, which, holy crap, I can't find him. But yeah, so let's take this off. He has this. He has this sprite right here. But if we give him the gold one, absolutely, he's a golden boy. That's super funny. I mean, it's nothing too crazy, but I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
It's pretty dope. The aesthetic stuff is cool. Just like, you know, the Pockle. You remember the Pockle Halloween costume that they gave us a couple years ago? That was cool too.
Oh yeah.
Just something to add a little spice to the game. But GodForge is cool. I guess the only thing to talk about is we got new story, right? And you're going through that on your stream, so I'm not going to finish it off. But I just want to mention to people, and I'm probably going to do a video about this once I get all the rates from Lake, because I hope he's got a couple rates already for me. Just showing these new stages in the Conjury Gate. These boss stages, these are extremely low drop chance, but they make things actually farmable, which is hilarious. I'm going to start, you know what I am going to start with? I'm going to start in Grandar, because there's a couple stages there that give some resources. These boss stages that are part of the new story that we just got. Ligora, round 2. Its drop table are these 3 things only. Cluster, cluster, cluster. Do you need to farm this for those? No. I don't know if these are stealable or not. And reason being, I mentioned if they're stealable because I'm going to mention that in more maps as we go forward. But this is a very small draw table. If it is stealable, that's pretty cool. Semifinals, which I know is not an easy battle by any means. It's that stupid Reaper dude. But it does drop foreign lights at a very, very low percentage. And I'm talking like less than 1%. So while I wouldn't suggest anyone auto-running this, and definitely only the endgame players should probably auto-run this, if you even want to, most of you probably have more than enough of these if you are endgame and have built a ton of units and have a powerful account. So probably won't need this that much, but it's an extremely drawn-out battle, and I doubt this is worth it for one foreign light. You could probably just do that, do the multiplayer stuff way easier. Just wanted to point it out. And I think, is there one here? No. Let me just see real quick. Okay, Ligora bound. This one is also, this one's not important because it magic tomes and stuff we can get from other stuff. That's the other boss battle. Okay, back to Conjurate, the Divine Cage in here. These are some very interesting boss battles. I know you've been in a couple, but I'm not going to go through what they are. But this one in the Conjurate, is this one Ravaged Plains? Yeah, Ravaged Plains is this one right here. What was the one we ended on? Nah, I don't remember. But regardless, this boss battle in here, it can drop rainbow clusters as well as rainbow megas. I'm assuming this is like less than 1%, easily less than 1%, and probably not stealable. So if you want to auto run this stage, sure, go ahead. But that's tough. You could probably just be spend your time more wisely running multiplayer. Intrusive Emotions. This one drops Visionary Light. Cool, but again, probably less than 1%. Veiled Truth, same thing. Blue Crystal Clusters, Light of the Worlds, cool. Probably both less than 1%. And they probably cannot be stolen. The one that I was very excited about before I learned the rates, and saw how lucky I got on my runs. Denouement. This is the final stage of the story that we have at the moment, and it drops Mother Souls, which drops in stacks of 5, and Ethereons, which drops in stack of 1, obviously. I have the rates right now. He told me this is one that I asked very specifically. This drop rate, if you want to auto this, I wouldn't suggest doing it because the Mother Soul drop rate for the 5 stack of Mother Souls is 0.4%.
Ooh, pulling a UR. Or you are
0.4%, which even at my speed, even at my max clear speed, which is like 4 minutes real time, which is extremely fast. It's about 2 minutes in game time. At a 0.4%, I'd have to be running 250 on average to get one. For 5 Mother Souls. Definitely not worth. Now, even worse, the Ethereon, and I'm going to just get a little conjecture at the end here. The Ethereon is 0.03%.
What was the point of this?
That's 1 in 3,000 you'll get one. Okay? I got 2 in a row earlier, and I don't think I'm ever going to get another one. Lake tells me 0.3%, and I was at 51 earlier. I got 2 runs in a row. I got one. And I haven't gotten any. I've done probably 50 runs, and those are the only 2 I've gotten. So, is it worth it to do? Absolutely not. Is it cool that it's farmable? Sure, but it's not realistically farmable. If you're spending, let's say, dude, 1 out of every 250 runs, you're going to get one of these. Okay? Let's say you're doing it at max speed, 4 minutes. That's 1,000 minutes. That's what, like 30 hours? No, not 30 hours. 15 hours plus, 15, 16 hours.
Yeah, I don't see the...
To get 5 Mother Souls? No, thank you.
I don't see the point here.
We're just going to not do that. And no, Zero, I don't know any of the other rates on any of the maps. This is the one I asked for specifically, but I assume they're probably not good anyways. And the main reason being, if we could steal this stuff, this would be epic. But you can't. I ran it with Yashimaru earlier. I ran it with Chef Zaix. I ran it with Double Beast Hunter. No drops. So Unfortunately, you cannot steal here. So, like, cool in the game, but never mind. I must have gotten so freaking lucky earlier, and I'm happy I got like screenshots of it because I got the one quest that I got in Ethereum. I also got Mother Souls. Like I got a screenshot of me having both of these, and I didn't at the time. I didn't know how lucky that was. Yeah, so don't farm that.
It doesn't even make sense to me.
I was gonna make a video about it too, and then I was like, oh no, because I was running this setup with. Great Warrior, which is like times 1.5 drop rate, awesome. Maybe it's like 2%, maybe it's jumping it up to 3, might be worth it 1 out of every 30 runs. No. It's 0.3%. Yikes.
That's tough.
So that's just something I wanted to. The story of the bosses, we had what, like 6 or 7 bosses.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm overestimating, but 6 or 7 bosses in the middle of the story, which I really like. I think they did a great job of giving us actually content that feels, maybe it's not like the power creep stuff, maybe because you're using Vayne and you just destroyed all of it, then maybe it doesn't feel as hard as some people have it.
Yeah,
but
it's
I think it was a good
story
story
up
update.
There. Yeah, it's definitely
for sure.
Up there.
And
it
dude,
gives
look at all this
something-
stuff in Lilyhammer, dude. There's all this cool stuff over here, all over the place. I'm excited to see where the story goes.
Yeah, they're setting it up. This was definitely the story update that I think a lot of us were expecting last story update. But it's fine, better late than never, whatever. Anyway.
I'm so sad I wanted to farm it, and now it's not worth it.
Well.
I was totally prepared to go to sleep tonight and just letting it farm it.
You'd have woken up to maybe 10 Mother Souls.
Seriously. No, thank you.
On a brighter note than that. Booda Gang, Wooda Gang, Wooda Wang.
Did you make it happen?
In the chat, made it happen.
Ooh.
Just a little setting. Just a little Steam setting is all it took.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how that happens.
What was the setting? In case other people run into this.
If you are having trouble with a certain game connecting to your Steam server for purchases, you need to enable Stream Overlay. It's found in the settings section. You can also Google enable Stream Overlay.
I definitely saw some people mention that.
And it will. You saw them mention that while I was in my
in
panic mode?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well.
I didn't know what it meant, but apparently you didn't see it either.
I finally paid attention. And now we're here. We have 796 paid crystals. So should we do the summon segment, Tweaks?
I'm down. I'm totally down. Should I do a multi with you?
Absolutely. What are you looking for?
I don't know. Honestly, I probably shouldn't. I'll do my daily.
Do your daily. Okay. Are we going at the same?
Can't get anything new, but
actually, do I have my daily to do, or did I do that already with y'all? I think I did that already.
I think you did that earlier.
I missed 3 days, by the way.
Oh,
I just can't.
man.
I can't stay on top.
Oh no,
of
you got it today. Oh no, that's me. I'm watching myself on your screen. Rip.
Rip.
All right.
I'm gonna do my friend ritual because we know that is very powerful. There we go.
Tell you what, as much as I hate Dee Dee as a unit, she looks great here in my banner.
That's a pretty good post up. Shot. You like my Dee Dee voice?
Bro, all of your voice acting was amazing. Especially the ones where you impersonated me.
That was a good part. I have to go back and listen to that. Here we go. Number 1. Just a little twofer. We know how it goes. Right. I haven't done a last Cloudia summon session in how long? This looks like a bunch of blues, so we're gonna skip. Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna do the first 3 steps, then you do yours, and then I'll finish it.
Okay.
Going to the left hand. We don't get a lot of chances with this step up. But here is a Tyria cracking at the SR with a full squat. So. Let's tap the screen. Got 1 flashback. And it does go up, Tweaks. No
hear that.
flashback. Last SSR is a duplicate of Guardian Angel Luke Kill.
Oh, congratulations. That's
Thank you
that's
so
impressive.
much. I
Well.
absolutely loved my new arc from earlier.
Oh, we don't need to talk about that.
I
We
loved
don't. We
it.
don't. We don't need to talk about
I
that.
actually don't want the new stuff. I want duplicates and other SSR arcs I don't have. That's what I want. Alright. That's what I want. Right, Tweaks?
Right. Exactly.
Exactly. Step 3. Let's do it.
Yeah. It can't feel your desires.
I don't want it.
You don't want shifts like
No.
Exactly. Yeah, correct.
Like, who needs them? Not me. I have Vayne.
Couldn't be you.
Don't want them. I love blues and golds, bro. Anyway, let's see what you get.
Anywho, all right.
I mean, what could Tweaks get?
What we're
Tweaks?
gonna do is skip it anyway. So.
I mean, come on. Double red.
I'll take
at
it.
that.
Let's go 385
Get
crimson.
that crimson ore, bruh. When can you buy your next UR Stardust?
Let's go.
The free 10 spin. I don't want to look. I'm not going to look.
Looking.
No flashbacks. I think this is not good. We've got some free crystals.
I think I stole your reds.
I think you did too, and I had that thought as soon as I saw it, bro.
You should have done the ritual, so because I stole it.
Yeah, what the heck, bro? I didn't know there was cross-client luck. Okay, this is done. I need to cut this segment. It needs to go away. Tweets, what are we talking about next?
Hey, you wanna? Well, we can do Martigade.
Oh. Yeah, we can.
We can.
I
Just,
have a
just a
unit.
couple times, whatever.
I have a unit for Martigade.
I know you do. Let me bring Mr. You know what? If people want to join, I'm just gonna start and do a locked room so you guys can just see it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But I'm gonna try to find Zaix because I can't at the moment. I'll bring a little break ski. Why not?
The desire
might as well.
sensor was it. I know. You can't trick the desire sensor.
It's unfortunate.
It's
You literally can't.
actually impossible. Where am I? What am I doing? What game is this?
Yep.
Alright.
Let's go to Dragon. Okay, eyes ready.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna put a locked room up.
I got you.
So if anyone wants to join, please don't bring a unit with a charisma because I'm trying to not use charismas. Oh, I guess I'm. I'll start a new room. I can change my name back.
Oh, that's hilarious. I see you.
That shit was funny, dude.
You're having some fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My, locked. Boop.
Yeah, the off-screen luck seems to be a real thing. Okay.
Ooh.
Bro, this gets spicy.
I can imagine. Oh, Sphinx, you better not have it. Don't you dare. put your
Yo,
charisma
look at
on.
Arkin.
Don't you dare, Sphinx. If you do,
What's Sphinx doing?
Electric Sphinx better not put his charisma on.
Oh, yeah, we don't want charismas here.
What are you doing, Nero? What are you doing?
Ooh, that's not going to work as well, but
Yeah.
it's okay. Dang, man.
Good.
I was hoping for that, like... You're back, Booda. Roll out the red carpet.
Bro, you cannot get better luck
What do you
than
mean?
your vein and grapple pulls.
That's yesterday. That's old news, bro.
Oh shit! I don't have any. Oh, I do have something to. I do have something to use. Never mind.
It's okay. I got you.
All right, I got it. I got it anyways. Don't worry about it. I'll have that like playtime's over thing.
Ooh, the ping here is low.
Oof.
Or I should
Nero
say
is from across
high.
the planet. He's from across the planet.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, Vane's a pretty nasty boy. Yeah, that was the craziest, by far, one of the craziest summons I've ever had is getting Vane.
Nice.
It is so funny how we move on to these new units, and then when you bring other units back out of the closet, you're like, oh yeah, they're still like good.
Yep.
Yeah, you just want the luck every day, but then it doesn't make it special. So.
All right. I guess I'll do some damage.
Someone got in here?
Get him. Get Kariko out of here.
Oh my gosh. How does he have privileges? Sorry. I got distracted.
Mm-hmm. Surprise, he was broken.
Server mute, server deafen. I'm just gonna, he can stay, but I'm just gonna mute and deafen him until I kick him after stream.
Get him out of here.
And then I lost your feed. Good. He just ruined the whole thing. Silly boy.
Wow, bro.
That was you.
Well, I guess we'll just have to run it again.
Let's just have to run it again. That was the equivalent
wants
to
to
a freaking
join?
last Cloudia photo bomb. That's what
Who
that
wants
was.
to come with? Come on, boys.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we can do a few of these. I mean, I have orbs if you wanted to use these. I don't care. But
Yeah, if you need them. Do you need
yeah, we
more?
can just do all 4. You can do 4 more. I don't care. Let's get some people in here.
Ooh, shift melee.
Well, melee. Are you single wielding? No, you're not. Sub-Zero. Questionable.
All right, let's do it. All right, now DPS off rip. I'll wait for that break.
Why? You gave yourself some skill charges?
No, I mean, because I spent the first half of Martigade's health bar trying to mute Kiriko.
I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm. Now y'all are going to see the real damage now.
Damn, I wasted my time.
Oh, yeah. There's Iggy. Shout out to the boy.
Get him out of here.
Look at that slick dude, man.
He's so cool.
He's like the 5th Persona unit in my eyes. With his little mask and all that. And he's got the break.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Alright, let's do the thing.
Can he clear in 1? No, just 2. 2 of them. That's okay. I'll deal with it. Oh, and he's dead.
That's gross. That is gross.
Oish.
Get that horn, bro.
All of them.
Barlene has been known to watch the stream in the past, not Kit though.
Yeah, he's come. Catman's come in a couple times.
I tried to get him on one time as a guest. He's like, oh yeah, that'd be fun. And then I never heard back. Cool, man.
Jumping in.
Oh yeah, we're doing a 3rd.
Oh, dude, we're doing them all. We're
We're
wasting.
doing
We're doing 3 more. We might as well.
I might miss this opportunity. Yeah, that's all. Oh no. Yep, you get.
You missed
run
it,
it, run it, bro. Run it, bro.
I'm going to as soon as everyone ready's up.
I'm gonna run with Ains here. What's going on, Ains? Got a level 8 Archangel. I mean Archbeing. Oh, we got a freaking. Ooh, we got a our
So
Dean.
people saying, I see you, Galen. I see you, all guys. He's saying his break's good. Well, this boss does have a very low break bar. I will give him that.
Yeah, no, I would not. I mean, I know you.
can't
I know
be-
you praised him. I would not call his break anywhere near crazy.
It's definitely respectable. It's sufficient. Those are the words I would use for it. It's definitely.
Yeah, so
I would still consider it top tier as an actual breaker, but
gotcha.
not like broken like Gobble and DXR.
All right.
Hello? Hello?
All right, we're gonna see. Is it better than Lagrange's? I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty sure
Lagrange's never
it's
gonna mention in any break conversations.
a lot
so yeah.
better than Lagrange's.
Yes, very much so.
Lagrange is like an. I don't even know. I don't even want to make a comment because I honestly.
It's
Don't
way
know.
better than Lagrange's.
There you go.
Oh, Leona's giving me wave buffs. So
Have
nice. That's good.
fun, Iggy. Why do I have to? Oh, because all my stuff got reset.
Yeah, the auto run stuff. Super annoying. Let me know when you're done.
Interesting. I'm working on it.
What was? Did I just see?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
My damage is not going through.
Yeah, that's called latency.
Yeah, that was horrible.
That's not
disgusting.
good.
Ooh, Shinva. That's a horror story.
Just spent 80k on Zaix. My heart hurts. How'd you
That's
spend 80k?
not even possible.
How'd you do that? In
I don't
pity
think
and it's
Shinva
75?
knew that there was a pity system. That's what I
Maybe
think.
not. Maybe not.
Yeah, if you were buying gems, you could have got them for a lot less than that on the step up. That's not good. Anyway, you're going to run some more?
Yeah, I got 2 more.
Gotcha.
Step up costs 30,700 paid. Pity is 75k free. So if you went to 80k, I'm sorry, but you missed it.
Honestly, if you went to 80k to get 1 unit off of like your story crystals, you should honestly re-roll.
Right.
It's like 30% of your one-time crystal income gone for no reason. I'm waiting for the explanation because I'm trying not to think this is a nightmare story. I think the only way they can fix their multiplayer is if they made the game on a different platform. Because isn't Unity part of the reason why like online services suck?
Yeah. I don't know.
Absolute Zero, thank you for coming by. Hope you
Thank you, bro.
enjoyed the info. We're in the casual. We're in the casual part of the live stream. Because Tweaks wants to run his freaking multiplayer.
Yeah, might as well.
Bro, I'm hot, bro.
Except I got a charisma on because Froze uses damn charisma.
I have confirmation magic on. I'm gonna wait till y'all break it.
So... Well, he's kind of dead already.
So good. Oh no. Did we scare them away?
I think so.
Oh, dang it. I'm sorry. We'll watch the Reddit post. I can't stand this elitist community.
Last one.
Oh,
Please, no charismas. Thank you.
Jesus.
Booda, you coming?
I made it. Barely. Oh yeah, Galen, if you can jump in on some Tweaks lobbies with us during these times, you'll usually break some records. It's a good time.
I will say, Booda, you're being a bad influence.
What am I doing?
Because you're using neutral units here.
There's a simple solution.
Just bring.
You just have to get good.
Oh my god.
For those of you who don't know, and I think many people don't know, did we ever get any like details on it, or are we still kind of just...
No, it's a neutral shield. That's all.
Martigade has a no attribute attack shield, right? So generally, if you... Well, we figured this out while bringing Ardeen. Like, usually when you bring Ardeen, who's kitted out, and you activate Dragon Charge...
Dragon Buster, yeah.
Dragon Buster.
Seal, whatever it is.
Dragon Seal, that's what it was. Dragon Seal. You just notice the insane caps, right? If you try and do that on
Wow,
Martigade,
Geo left on us, dude.
Dang, bro. What happened to him? Anyway, your damage gets extremely nerfed by Martigade here. And he still got the friggin'... That's funny. He lagged out. Dang. However, there are certain unit comps coupled with Icy Guardian.
Don't allow this to happen, Buda. No Icy Guardian, no neutral units, just bring attribute.
I don't think you understand. Have you
Don't do it.
Have you tried Virgil with Icy Guardian?
Have I tried Icy Guardian in general? Yes, it's amazing.
Okay.
Bad, Buda. Bad. Bad.
Listen, I don't have other units that can deal the DPS that Icy Guardian Virgil can against Bahamut. That's the crazy part. Alright, we did it.
I think it's it, dude.
That's it. Final thing I wanted to personally end on is what's next. Tweaks. So,
well, you see.
Well, what are we expecting?
What has been the last 2 years? We have gotten another collab at the end of January. So, expect it, in all seriousness. Yeah, that's about it. So, in 2 weeks, I expect there to be a collab announcement within the next 10 days. Probably, what's the next? It was like the 26th is the next update.
20.
So maybe the 22nd, 23rd, we'll get a notice or an announcement. Yep. There's probably going to be a stream. I don't know. I would assume a stream for pretty much every collab, to be honest.
Yes.
So if there's a stream happening, just know that there's probably a collab happening. So.
And regardless if there is or not, how long is this banner here?
I don't know. Let me see.
Showing me 27 more days, bro.
27 days. There is no rush. Absolutely zero rush to get anything on this banner. You have plenty of time to decide. And listen, he's going to be on all UH banners in 6 months. Literally mid-July he's going to be on them. So keep that in mind.
Tweets, you think it's going to be a new collab or a rerun if we get a collab?
If we get one, I genuinely don't know. We just had a new one, so I assume a rerun, but who knows? Could be new, could be rerun, but if it follows the pattern of what it did last year, what we had last year was a 2-week Attack on Titan collab, followed by Valentine's Day, which was Event of Queen Merity, followed by a rerun collab, which was Slime. So and then that's into March. Then in April is the anniversary. We had 2 units in between there. It was like Melee and Granadas. Like, guys, there's a lot of stuff coming in the next few months. If you don't want to spend your gems on this unit, if you don't want to spend on any gems on this banner, just save it, please.
That's that. A lot of people were asking, isn't Guild v Guild coming out in January?
Bro, when they say January to March, at some point Guild v Guild's going to come out, just think it's going to be the end of March. Like, it's not going to be early. They give that... It might even be past March. That's the thing.
Oh, God. You're giving me multiplayer flashbacks.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, you know what I mean. Like, just because it has a range doesn't mean they're going to be on top of it and it's going to release in January. At some point, there's probably going to be an update in... I'm saying end of March is my prediction. I'm always guessing the latter end of the ranges they give, just because we've had so many things pushed back.
Yeah. But we'll see if they manage to drop any actual content in these coming updates, because I think that's what...
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I do appreciate the story bosses and stuff, and I think they're fun, but world bosses, like... Dude, world bosses that are, like, tailored to the power creep that we have now would be awesome.
They would.
And especially hard if you don't have, like, the newer units.
Yeah.
Like, a newer DPS, I guess I should say. For just chunking that damage. But, I don't know. The last one we had was Kraken, and that was almost... Oh, that was I think that was during Annie sometime last year. So, 9 months or so it's been since we've had that battle. And we haven't got a new world boss since. And then even before that, that one took a year to get it into the game. So
yeah, just something with mechanics. That's all I think I'm looking for. Next. Something with something, like you can't damage it until it has an ailment on it. I don't freaking know. Just a mechanic.
Yeah, sure.
Something that requires you to maybe bust something out of the tool shed that, you know, there's some creative ways you can do it. But,
yep.
Again, we'll just have to wait and see. But, yeah, Twigs, I need to get out of this sweat box. I'm freaking sweating.
Oh, I don't blame you. I would have expected you to cut me off sooner.
All right, well, let me do that now by saying thank you guys for watching live. Thank you for making this a wild podcast. And look forward to the next one, where we'll hopefully be talking about a new collab. So, as long as you guys keep showing up, we'll keep doing it. Thank you to my co-host, as always, Tweakers.
You got it, man.
Showing the good stuff.
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Absolutely. Smash that like button. Thank you to all my new Booda fam. And, with all that being said, y'all know what we say. Work hard, play harder. See you in the next podcast.